Okay, hi guys. Wow, I just realized I have no more eye makeup on, but I put my stuff on for the night. My oil stuff on my face. So I did want to come on really quickly. I didn't come on yesterday, and I got a couple messages tonight about something that I wanted to kind of talk about, anyways. Because once I started answering her, I realized that I'm kind of in the same spot. I have talked before about empaths on my channel, but I'm gonna just kind of add this onto the Begin and Rich series because I realized that I think I've taken it from a perspective of you already know what empaths are. So I'm gonna just go backwards a little bit and describe that the empath, if you are empathic, it's different than feeling empathy for someone. It is literally taking on that person's crap. And it could be good too. It could be if you find if somebody's really happy around you, you feel that energy and you feel like they're really happy and you start getting really happy. Most of the time when I sense it though, it's because someone is either really angry about something and then suddenly I find myself in that grip of anxiety or anger or sadness, depression. When something is going on in the country or in the world, like a tragic circumstance, it becomes very difficult for an empathic person to cope sometimes. You have to really think about what's going on and why am I holding on to this stuff. Tragedies, worldwide tragedies especially, I find I have a very hard time with. I have to really keep up on what I'm doing. There's a couple things you can do. One is shield yourself energetically. And that's not always easy, but if you are meditating, you should put yourself into that kind of meditative state. And literally what you're going to meditate about is you're going to picture a shield of white light that is protective and keeps everything out that is negative. And it be like literally you're going to close your eyes, put on that soft music, and picture that cone of protection coming around you. You're going to picture that negative energy coming in and bouncing right off of there because it can't come through. And then just build your loving, creative energy inside your protective bubble. That helps. I also will always have one of a couple stones. There's depends on who you are. Again, whatever works for you works for you. I have found, and the crystal community at large have found a couple what they call cord cutters. There's stones that are specifically good at cutting cords. And what I mean by cords is energetic cords. So the whole universe is connected with the energy, but at some point we have to really cut that off. Either sometimes you've heard people say that there's someone at work who's an energy vampire, which means they come into work and they're negative all the time, and after a while you feel yourself going, yeah, that's bad too, and yeah, and you suddenly feel that negative energy. That's an energy vampire. If something is going on in the world that is, you have a lot of your attention focused on it, a lot of times you need to break yourself off from that, and there's a couple different stones that will help you do that. I think I want to quickly back up. I don't want to make a political video. I try not to do that. I do, however, want to say if you are empathic and living in the United States and having a hard time, you do need to think about what you are putting into your space. Politically, in the United States, it's a really hard time for me right now. I'm a liberal person who has always felt like I want to help people through their hard times, which is the opposite of the other side. The conservative side wants people to lift themselves up by their bootstraps, learn to do stuff for themselves, and they, I shouldn't say it like that. It's not like they don't want to help. They feel like the way to help them is to let them learn how to help themselves. And I just strongly disagree because I've been on the other side of that. I've needed the help. And sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you work. You're just not making it ahead. You need a leg up. But especially now, with everything that's going on in our country with this administration, I find that I have to really monitor how much I'm watching about this administration, because it just, I can feel when stuff really starts penetrating, and I start feeling that exhaustion. And my husband is one who likes to watch the news all the time, and I will get caught up in that because I want to be aware of what's going on, but I have to be able to say, okay, that's it. I'm going to go upstairs and watch a show, or do you want to watch a different show? Or because I can only do so much. So be aware of that. Be aware of what you're letting into your sphere, whether that's, the television news that is upsetting you, or someone at work, or someone in your environment. All of that can stick itself onto your energy. And if you're empathic, it can really bring you down fast. So, a couple stones. I'm going to show you 3 stones that will help. And there are a couple different ways, to utilize the stones in your environment. First of all, I would recommend saging yourself. You want to smudge yourself. If you start feeling like that, that is really the first step, is to light that smudge stick, stand up, and let it kind of wash that negative energy right through you. And I didn't intend on lighting this, but since I know I'm all night up and going, what? What did you do? What? And immediately, you should feel that immediate sense of, okay, maybe it's time to put some of that stuff down. Not all of that is mine. And there's different ways of responding to things other than picking it up for somebody else, which you don't want to do. So either sage, I find sage works better for empathic kind of stuff that you need to separate, but some people do use Palo Santo, and that works too. I like Palo Santo for clearing a house and stuff is great. I don't find that for me it works as well for me as sage does. That's just a me thing though. So you want to do that. You want to take a couple minutes to just shut your eyes and breathe and meditate and tell yourself, okay, I'm going to set some of this stuff down. Not everything that I've been carrying around today is mine. I don't need to hold on to all that. I release what no longer serves me. Let it go. Okay, so the first stone we're going to talk about, and this stone is harder to use because of what it is. So, can you recognize what this is? This is sulfur. And this is a great stone for cutting cords. But it's not a great stone for dealing with a lot. I have put my sulfur on a little, glued the bottom of it onto a little disc here, so that I don't have to touch the sulfur all the time. Because let me tell you, sulfur, there's a reason. It stinks. It really stinks. However, that sulfur is really good at cutting right through that negative energy that's hanging on to you. So if you want to just sit with it and meditate, or I tend to, same with the sage smudge, you can pull that energy right through and just let it wash over you. And as you're doing all that, you're going to imagine it's creating a boundary around you and pulling out whatever crap you have been hanging on to all day and allowing that to fade. Okay, stone number 2 is obsidian, black obsidian. Now, black obsidian only. This does not work the same way with mahogany obsidian. It does not work the same way with rainbow obsidian, gold sheen obsidian, any of the other, like the Gaia stone, the green obsidian, the blue aqua obsidian, is not quite the same at cutting the cords. Black obsidian. I actually have a selenite charging plate that I keep both of my, where did I put the other one? Both of my arrowheads on the selenite charging plate, so that when I need it, it is charged and ready and clear and does not hold on to anything and allows me to cut the cords. So this is a black obsidian arrowhead. Come on, you can do it. You want to focus on that. See if Becca's watching. There you go. Okay, so black obsidian is a great cord cutter. So again, you're just going to swipe it up and around through your energy and release that energy. Let that go. Swipe it all the way up and around your field of energy. Swipe it and let that go. Do that a couple times until you start feeling lighter. You will literally start feeling yourself lighten up because you're dropping all that crap that you've been hanging on to from everybody else. The last one is black kyanite. So black kyanite, 90% of the time you find black kyanite will come in what looks like fans or looks suspiciously like the arrowheads. And black kyanite is great at cutting cords. So same thing. Even now with black kyanite, I have found that if I just hold it in my hand and take my breaths, I find that black kyanite actually pulls that negative energy that you've been holding on to and sucks it right through the black kyanite. It's like when you do anything like cutting cords, any of that, you are visualizing in your head what you want it to do. That intention has to be set. I want this to release all that energy. And you can say, I release all that negative crap I've been holding. I let go of what's no longer serving me. I say something to let the universe know this is what you expect. With the black kyanite, I don't have to necessarily cut the cords literally. I can hold on to it and think, all that, this attracts that negative energy and shoots it right out the end. So as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, it reminds me of cartoons. Have you ever seen the cartoons where the cartoon deflates like a balloon? And I'm picturing that negative energy and spitting right out the other end here. And that helps a lot. A lot. So do that. Once you have cleared all that energy, that negative stuff is gone, you're starting to feel lighter. You can feel like, okay, you know what? I can breathe a little easier. I don't feel all that tension coming right up and trying to choke me. I would do another quick smudge because for one thing, that recreates that protective boundary. Protective boundary. Yay. Love the protective boundary. Okay. Whew. Okay, so we've released all that. We're going to reinstate a boundary that comes right around what's called your meridians. The energy field that travels constantly around your body is called the meridian. Yes, it's like Star Wars. Star Wars called it meridians, and they got that from your aura. It's called the meridians. Whew. So that helps create that protective boundary back in. Okay, now, okay, it's a little bit harder for someone to attach themselves and suck all your energy right out. And whatever you're doing next, now, if you're going to work, don't carry a stone that is a nice sleepy time calm stone. I'm going to bed. So I'm going to take my lepidolite, which for me, ADD girl, it's funny, as soon as I grab the stone, it's like a deep breath. I got it. And I was going to bring up my essential oils. I have essential oils that I have mixed and put into roller balls that I put behind my ears and on your pulse points, just like you would put perfume, although I don't wear perfume, I can't do it. But on my pulse points, and I use for releasing that negative energy, for protection, for grounding, I use any kind of grounding oil. Patchouli, sage, lemongrass, what else? Thank Jen. My brain is anything tree bark, cedar, sandalwood, anything like that is a nice grounding, protecting. It will help keep that up. Okay? Hold your stone. I'm going to go to bed, like I said, so I'm going to hold this for a while. I might put it in my pillowcase. And that will recreate what energy you do want. How much better is that? So that is our lesson on cutting cords. If you are empathic, if you're not empathic, because you don't have to be an empath to feel an energy vampire trying to waste you. Believe me, I have, people at work and stuff who I will start, if it's one of those days that we've had a lot of patients that are really difficult and a lot of people, you can just feel that. And as an empath, you can feel that energy building up. I will go around with my little roller ball full of oils and just say, hey, you want some? Dab some on everybody. And immediately you could feel that energy going, okay, I can deal with this now. We're okay. Okay. So I hope that helps. I was going to pull cards tonight, but I was going to pull cards because I'm really sick of Trump. And I know what they're going to say. They say the same things over and over. He's an idiot. Anyways, we're going to do whatever meditation is for tonight. So we are at August 28th. Humor relationships. When you see what some girls marry, you realize how they must hate to work for a living. Helen Rowland. What a joke. Some of us thought if we just married the right man or found the right partner, we wouldn't have to work. Did we ever consider how much work it is to be married to someone so we won't have to work? Did we ever consider how much work it is not to do our work? Did we ever consider that our work is not work, but our work? How tempting is it to sell our souls for what we think will be a prize? We women have been too willing to objectify, to make ourselves sex objects, and make men, or other women, marriage objects. In so doing, we have lost the possibilities of relationship. It is not possible to relate to an object. Remember, one has to perform to get the prize. One has to be to relate. All right, I get it. I don't think that one was personally really in need tonight, but Maybe it's something that somebody needed that, you know, I'll need later. Hopefully, you guys are having a good week. I hope that things are going smoothly for you. If you get something out of what I do and you'd like to help support me, I did just start my Patreon account. You can support me for as little as $1 a month, which goes a long way, guys. To the fact that I try to put as much as I can into my videos means that I don't do a lot of other stuff that I could, you know, be trying to make money on. And I don't do this for the money. So if you can't afford it, don't feel like I'm telling you to, because I'm still going to do this anyways. It just would help me out a lot. There's little things like I've really needed. My phone is not the best at focusing. So if you've noticed me getting really upset and annoyed at my phone, it's because I really need to just get a camera. Little stuff like that that will help the channel out, will help us all out. So if you feel like you want to support me, I will put my link in the down bar here. And I certainly would appreciate it. And I do appreciate everyone who is supporting me. And love you guys all. Have a good week. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So we're halfway there. Blessings.